You know, when you decide it's Friday night, let's have a little fun, right? Some people on Friday, they go drink. Some people maybe snuggle up with a good book or a good movie, or they Netflix and chill with somebody. And is that still a thing? Do we still do Netflix and chill? I don't know. And some people, maybe you would fill your evening going to see Tom Homan, the border czar, speak at the GOP Lawyers Conference. That's fun, right? Now, here's the thing. As fun as that would be to watch Tom Homan.
Look, there's various methods. I've noticed in the media
Speak about issues like that. As fun as that would be, you wouldn't expect that if you got there early, which I would totally recommend if you're going to go see him speak, get there early and you get a front row seat, that you would be in the splash zone, right? You shouldn't expect when you go to see Tom Homan speak, the border czar, the GOP Lawyer Conference, whenever we all inevitably go do that, that you would have to get a splash zone warning, like Shamu at SeaWorld. But that's what happened here. He was literally frothing at the mouth talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who he's been publicly clashing with, meaning a big, nice glob of spit while he's talking comes out. Let's watch, and then we have a lot to discuss on this.
Until then, I'll keep chugging away.
And actually, we'll watch the original clip in a second here. Cole put together a clip that lets you really soak this up, for lack of a better term.
I mean, look, seriously. Come on. Yeah. So I said, you can't assault her.
You can't assault her? So I do apologize to the front row if that projectile hit them. I don't know if it really did, but it's a funny thought. I don't know if I can assault her. Surely that's not what he said. Let's listen to the full clip and get the full context. If you appreciate the show, by the way, please do click the subscribe button. You appreciate this, don't you? Who does it like we do? Boom.
Until then, I'll keep chugging away. You got my word. Media can hate me all they want.
Who?
Me and AOC are pretty tight, regardless of what you say. What a moron. I mean, look, seriously. Come on. I mean, someone said you can't insult her. Is it an insult? Is it true?
Oh, insult.
AOC, you know, she talks about me a lot. I guess I'm on her mind. That's cool. But I get to live in her mind rent-free. That's kind of cool every morning. But the men and women at ICE and Borto she attacks every day, the more to protect her community she has. ICE is literally taking thousands off the street in New York.
Okay, I just don't know what's being said, though. And y'all know that I really want to be mindful of, we don't know about people's lives, what brought them to place, or what kind of more deeper things or physical things can cause speaking to sound different. Fine, right? I have all the empathy in the world. But when you're saying insult and it sounds like you're saying they say I can't assault her, like, just take a second and enunciate, because it really could cause that could be clipped out of context, okay? And maybe just make sure there's not big globs of spit ready to fly out towards the ground. Can you imagine? You're like, yeah, I hate AOC. Oh, whoa, what was that? I just got hit. Oh, Tom Homan, you're my hero. That would be a bummer. Don't meet your heroes, ladies and gentlemen, because you might get their spat on you, apparently. Oh, Tom. So the funny thing is he's saying, he wakes up every morning, I guess, and thinks, oh, I love that I'm living rent-free in AOC's head. Creepy. But in reality, their feud only started because he threatened her. Let's just get that on the record, okay? He said that because she was informing people of their rights, that she was aiding and abetting undocumented immigrants hiding from law enforcement or something, the aliens, as he would say, and that she might have to be put in jail for it. That's what caused the feud. So it's not like she just talks about him all the time, which is how he portrayed it to be. Now on DHS, Department of Homeland Security, this crazy story developed at the controversial ICE detention center where lawmakers, New Jersey lawmakers, including the Newark mayor, showed up to say, we want to inspect this. And as representatives, we have the right to, so please let us in. The mayor was let in. Now we have the video of that exchange. But then he was arrested for trespassing, even though a security guard let him in. And then there was kind of some, you know how when protests get a little bit rowdy and law enforcement are saying you need to leave, and then people are kind of pushing, but there wasn't really violence. It was just kind of like pushing. And now we have the video. But when I went back and looked at my original coverage of this, because the DHS official who said that one of the Congress members, who now people like Tom Homan and others are saying needs to be or might have to be arrested and investigated for assaulting ICE agents, one of the DHS spokespeople said that a female lawmaker, body slammed an ICE agent. And before we had the video, even though I don't want any body slamming going on, and I have the proof for you here of my initial take on it, I didn't buy that argument that this lawmaker had body slammed an ICE agent outside of an ICE detention facility as they were trying to do oversight. Now we have the video and we have that same DHS spokesperson going on with the same scene in the host where she originally made that claim and being challenged on, all right, there's the video, split screen with what you were saying about it. Do you stand by? But first, before getting to that, because it's really interesting seeing the footage after all of this controversy, and it kind of puts it to bed or to rest or whatever the phrase is. Here was my original take before we knew exactly what had happened. Well, the whole thing, especially when later a Trump official goes on the air and says the Congress members were body slamming ICE officials. Now, if any body slamming was going on, you got to be held legally accountable. Was there body slamming going on, though, is the question, right? Of course, if there was actually, I don't care if you're a member of Congress, if you go up and punch a law enforcement officer in the face or like, what's this called? What?
WWE?
No, well, yeah, sure, like pile driving or whatever it's called. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? With the elbow, you jump and you land on, then they should be held accountable. But it seems DHS just wanted another sign of strength as it got a little bit hectic. Let's see.
We should let viewers know there will likely be more arrests coming. We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay.
The video I saw, you saw some of it on screen in the previous video. As this was kind of happening and then the mayor's getting arrested, people are you know, when you're kind of like at a concert and you're pushing and you're all jammed up next to each other. And so there was some pushing going on. And body slamming. I picture like some member of Congress jumping up on the shoulders of another member of Congress and then jumping off and just elbowing an officer. Now, again, violence is bad. And even if they're there to peacefully protest, if officers come up, you can't physically harm them. Of course, that's my stance. Law and order, baby. But I don't trust the Trump administration enough to just take their word for it. And the video, yeah. And now we have the footage. And we have that same CNN host bringing on DHS official spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin and saying, okay, let's talk. Do you remember when we were talking earlier and you said that, as Jaden put it, WWE style stunts were being done by this Democratic Congresswoman? What say you now?
To play here on the left side of the screen what you described, what you say happened there, and on the right side of the screen, I'm going to show the video of the mayor going into the facility, passing through the gates. So let's play those simultaneously.
What happened as that these members of Congress, including the mayor as well, and a mob of protesters, as there was a bus full of detainees going through the gate, they stormed the gate and actually entered the first security checkpoint.
And so the video that the mayor posted on his social media also showed him, let's play that now. This is the mayor walking through the gate after being welcomed. Play the video that's in preview. This is the mayor, how he actually got into the facility, right? There's no bus.
No, we're not to the body slamming part, but this is when the mayor went in. Supposedly, this is trespassing whenever a security guard opens the gate for you. Is that how the law works? I'm not a lawyer, but that doesn't seem right. And just her covering for it. Now, I always want to say, because you never know, and I'm all about law and order, y'all know me, but if there's more video that we're missing, good. That's not really what she alleges, though, by the end of this. So let's keep watching.
There's no mob of people storming in. The members of Congress in this are not even with him. So how do you reconcile what you say happened and what the video showed of how the mayor got onto that facility's property?
Victor, it must have been a mistake by your team, because last week, as soon as I was after this show, I sent your team the video where these individuals, these members of Congress and the mayor, were storming that facility. So Trisha, I'm sure you guys have that other video.
We do have that video. That's the next.
That usage of the word storming is very specific, which is they want so badly to not be in the wrong about January 6th. That it all comes back to that. And then you see MAGA accounts saying, they cared about January 6th, but not this. libtard Luke Beasley said that an attempt to overthrow the government and storm the Capitol and violently attack police officers, that was bad, but this he doesn't think is that bad.
Please share it.
That's the next question. But re-rack that video. Re-rack the video I just showed of the mayor being welcomed in by this security person, right? This is how the mayor got onto the facility's property. You said they stormed in next to a bus.
They did storm it, and you're not showing the video, Victor. You are not showing the video. I'd love for you to show the video as well, where a sitting Congresswoman, LaMonica McIver, was body slamming, body ramming, striking with her fist, pushing, shoving, whatever you want to call it, assaulting ICE officers. Exactly. American people should know who's in that facility that they are so desperately trying to get out. Members of MS-13. Known terrorists, child rapists, murderers.
They're not trying to get them out. What are you talking about? You're Trisha. I'm Luke. Nice to meet you, Trisha. I haven't really been that familiar with you, but this might not be the best career path.
These are the worst of the worst, Victor, and the fact that these sitting members of Congress and this mayor continue to defend these actions is wrong.
Sure. We're now playing the video that you posted after our interview. This is the video you posted.
Yes.
You claimed that Congresswoman LaMonica McIver body slammed someone. That was your term, not a term I introduced.
Yes.
I looked up body slam because I thought I knew what it meant when you sent videos that you claimed show a body slam. Oxford, Cambridge, those dictionaries say that it's a wrestling move where someone is lifted off the ground and slammed onto the ground. I don't see that in this video.
Victor,
so how do you...
Victor, body slammed, body rammed, punch, shoved, push, whatever you want to call it.
You see the video there. There's pushing. Okay, she pushed. And I'm one of those people who strongly advocates for everyone's safety, for the officer's safety, for the protester safety, to comply with orders, to step back, don't get into shoving match, all that. 100% true. And we saw a bunch of people, or not like a couple dozen people were standing out there. And then ICE agents wanted to break up the protest, so they walked into it and said, leave. And then people are getting pushed, and they're pushing back. And no one gets hurt from what I know at this point in time as I'm recording this video. And you characterize that as her flinging over her shoulder the body of an ICE agent and then jumping and slamming it on the ground. Which, by the way, that would have been bad, terrible, obviously. Okay, that's obvious. But wow, if that member of Congress had the wrestling moves to do that, bad. That would be terrible. But it would be like, okay, once you're out of prison for that, go to the WWE, because that's impressive and bad. But because we started with Tom Homan, let's end with Tom Homan. Here you have him talking about this.
Even the illegal immigrant community, even though they're in the country illegally, many of them, once they get here.
Okay, let me. I feel a little bit mean right now, but he's mean. Is it not mean if it's mean in self-defense? Is that a thing? Self-defense mean? Can I be a self-defense jerk? He's saying that even members of the illegal immigrant community. So that's the first part. And then let's listen to the second part.
Even though they're in the country illegally, many of them, once they get here.
Even though they're in the country illegally, many of them, once they get here,
are pretty law-abiding.
Right.
They're family people. They care about their families too.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want a predator in their neighborhood either.
True.
They don't want someone arrested for DUI 10 times in their neighborhood either.
That's a profound point. People, even in the illegal community, don't want predators in their community. I don't know. I don't love a ton of predators in my community, but I like a few. You know what I mean? Like a healthy amount. It's sort of like you can't have the light without the dark. I can't appreciate the non-predators if there aren't a few predators just sprinkled around, right? You want, like, you know how on a sweet dish, I'm a big chef. On a sweet dish, you might put like a little bit of salt or something bitter. You don't want to put too much, then it's gross, but a little bit kind of brings out the sweetness of the dish, right? It's very similar with predators. If you have like one or two per community, it kind of keeps everyone at their best. Just like a friendly neighborhood predator is kind of, I think, the best way to think of it. No, of course, nobody wants predators in their community. Undocumented immigrants don't. Citizens don't. Green card holders don't. And we all want them to be held legally accountable and not in our communities. And in the case of someone who's not in the country legally, that's going to mean deportation. Yep. And none of us are against that. That's not what people are taking issue with your policy approach. But you seem to keep ignoring that. It's kind of like the guy who, it's kind of watching Andrew, for example, do everything right, lawfully apply for asylum, and end up without due process for an indefinite term in an El Salvadoran, not his home country, by the way, supermax prison that is known for its human rights abuses, who didn't even violate the law, from what we can tell. That's kind of our issue. Not that predators are, take out the predators of the community, take them out of the community. Obviously, Tom, which is why I think you shouldn't be in the community. Kidding. You're not a predator. You just kind of give the vibe of someone who would play a predator in a TV show. Self-defense mean. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Click the join button below if you want the daily bonus show.